wearing Mario shirts,
Oh wow. How about that?
So let's see. We live? Yep, we live. What's up? We got Visor Grunt. Trilink was here way early. Mira is back. Nintendo with the most out of nowhere random drop. Once again, leakers nowhere in sight. Good point. I
Hmm.
mean, but if you want to be tactical, Emily Rogers called this. Like she called this late 2016, early 2017. I
Early
can't remember.
2017.
I could look at OJ videos to find out
She
when
got it.
the
She came through again.
Xenoblade Chronicles X Deluxe or whatever is coming to or enhanced port, I think is the wording, coming to Switch in 2017. It must have been before the January because they announced Xenoblade Chronicles 2, I believe, at the
Yeah.
January event. So I think it was after the Switch reveal. She said Splatoon 2 was actually just an enhanced port, wasn't Splatoon 2. Um, and said,
Anybody called Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive?
no, no,
Nobody called that,
I
right?
don't think there was anything leading up to that one
Yeah.
either. So yeah, all Xenoblade games, Xenoblade Chronicles games, I should say, will be on the Switch. I'm picking up X. I can't really imagine going back in putting the same amount of time, but I just feel
Yeah, me
like
neither.
I do I I do want to replay it, and I don't want to start over my Wii U save file. So
Yeah, same.
I'm gonna boot up my Wii U though. I'm gonna hook it up. Got the new TV upstairs, and I've been meaning to hook the Wii U up, and I just didn't want to do it down here. So I'm gonna dive into a little Wii U action. Probably won't last too long. I might just leave it hooked up for a while, but I got
You got to get
other
on that Pretendo, man.
games to play for
You,
2024.
it'll motivate you when you get on to your Wii
Yeah.
U and there's actually people and shit and they're playing online, and that'll motivate you to play
What do you got to do to
more.
get that? Do you have to hack your Wii U?
Oh, it's simple. Yeah, it's you don't have it's a software hack. It's not even
Mm-hmm.
it's not that hard.
Yeah, have to check that out. No leaker predicted this. All create credibility loss. They should be banned from the internet. Yeah, I mean sometimes information gets out early, so you can't just
Yeah.
say there's no leaks ever been right.
Yeah, and you got to say this gen especially, Nintendo has had some leaks surprisingly because they're the ones that aren't really known for shit coming out on them.
Pokemon had
But
had some information. We never really talked about that. Like what was it? They kind of said the AZ game was supposed to be this year, and then the next gen Pokemon games in development for the Switch successor, and then some other stuff I don't remember. But that wasn't like a leak, or that was just some information got. I don't know if it was a phishing email or somebody got access and released it. But I mean, honestly, who saw Mario Wonder coming? Who predicted that? A lot of
no
people were
one.
saying Donkey Kong, 3D Donkey Kong, new 2D Donkey Kong. No, that's never happened. What's up, Lenny? What's up, Omar? Now GE, what do you mean? Give us Xenogears? I would be curious to try out some of their earlier games.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see how that would actually work out. How that would work.
Yeah, but it's just a lot of Nintendo's come out with a lot of things that no one predicted, and it's like no one saw Link's Awakening coming, no one saw Echoes of Wisdom coming. Like they just
Nope.
I don't really live in that world of leaks and reporting stuff anymore. I used to. I used to follow that stuff. I'm not as hard as some people, but I don't even watch news tubers. Like the closest I resubscribed to RGT85 for like 2 videos. I haven't really watched anything else. But he was one of those that was doing this news come out. I'm gonna make a 10-minute video about this press
Exactly
release
10 minutes.
or this like this leak or rumor thing, and I just to me like that had some appeal back before the Switch came out and
Yeah.
stuff, but
Or even after when we were getting excited
mm-hmm.
for third-party games and whatnot. Um, but that appeal is gone. I think for me anyway, it's totally gone. I don't care anymore. I'm looking
People
for
still
Switch 2 at
try
this point.
like they were still trying to predict the Nintendo Direct. And
Mm.
by the way, Sandstorm October came and went, bro. Where was that
Mm.
Switch 2 trailer that you were basically taking a victory lap on as soon as September ended? um,
Yeah.
the reviews are coming out for Mario and Luigi, and so that's coming out what, this week or next week? I can't
Yeah, I
remember.
mean, there was a time where that sound made sense, right? But I think once we saw like the fall lineup, and that Nintendo was still trying to make a push on
Mm-hmm.
Switch, I'm like, there's no way they're gonna undercut that with an announcement of Switch 2.
I'd say not. Once
So
Mario and Luigi comes out, I mean, they still got their holiday bundles. They're not going to announce a
are we
Switch
gonna
2.
talk about the review from IGN?
They gave it a 5 out of 10, man. They are.
A 5.
I saw a clip, and I don't know how true it is. Obviously, I don't even remember who the video. It was just a clip taken from somebody else's video. And he said like the majority of the gaming sites are now owned by three different companies. Own almost all like the
Mm-hmm.
major gaming sites now. Like
Yep.
IGN owns. I didn't know they bought Digital Foundry. I thought they were independent.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And it's like so
Well,
far they're still just doing their analysis stuff. Every once in a while I see a clip of one of them talking tech stuff with an IGN person. I just thought they just had a partnership. I didn't know they owned them.
oh
So,
yeah.
and that same clip was kind of questioning, now reviews like now major review sites. What's going to stop these companies from buying good reviews? Like, I mean, not saying it's not haven't been happening at all, but what's
Right.
to stop people from pushing positive reviews for financial gain? Some of these companies, because it's I
Yeah.
mean, let's just be real. That back in the day, you had magazines that are doing well. You had people like legit careers covering this stuff, and now with the internet, every YouTuber or Twitch streamer and stuff playing games, promoting games, it's like I feel a little
Yeah.
bit like I said. I don't know if you were on this podcast like 2 months ago. Like I've missed the days of Matt Casamassina and Matt Bozon and stuff, and looking forward to their previews of games. It's like out of nowhere
Yep.
you get a preview of a new Nintendo game. You knew it was coming. You know the game was coming, but all of a sudden, hey, we got hands on with this game. Now it just you get 20 YouTubers get that stuff. Oh, I got the first 3 hours of so and so game, and then all
Yeah.
these people, and you can't trust any of them because
No,
they're
they
getting
want that
flown out.
access.
Yeah, the access media thing. They're getting flown out. They're getting treated, and it's like, you know, it's in their best interest not to be negative.
Yeah.
That's why I like the ACG
Yeah.
reviewer. He's like, I don't take if I get a review copy, I still go out buy the game, and if they have what do you call them, restrictions, he's not gonna take their review code. He'll give it away to somebody, and he'll buy the
But
game.
isn't that sad? I guess not. I mean, but isn't that a sad
It is sad.
motivation to like? It's a sad motivation to like not shit on the game is you get a free copy of it. Like, is it that's all it takes to get you to be a shill? Like, it's one thing if they're giving you goodies and stuff all the time.
Well, the
And I guess
problem
that
isn't
still
the
happens
free
too.
copy; it's the early copy. So the
Or the
review
early
can get
copy.
out when the game release before
Oh,
the
okay.
game
Yeah,
releases.
I don't know why I didn't think about that,
But
but
yeah,
it's also about
I
the
don't think they're worried
views.
about having to buy a
Yeah.
game when some of these people,
Yeah.
they're pretty big. They're probably making good money. Um, but
But no, I was gonna say also I just watched like a retro episode of what's the guy Victor EPN
mm-hmm.
Electric Playground, and as much as I couldn't stand Tommy Tallarico, he didn't give a shit about shitting on
mm-hmm.
anything, especially Nintendo. He used to shit on
Yeah.
Nintendo games all the time. But I missed that. At least I knew he wasn't shilling. I knew they weren't shilling. They were giving their honest reviews of stuff. And they were talking about a startup magazine. I think it's called Entice. Remember that
No.
gaming magazine? It's INT ICE. They spelled it funnier, and they were like, "Oh yeah, they $15 million ad campaign to get people to buy the magazine that
Mm-hmm.
had never been done for a magazine that they put out TV ads for it that's never been done." And I'm like, I think that magazine lasted 2 years.
They spent 15 million promoting it.
$15 million
Oh my god.
promoting it. And I was like, oh yeah, I do remember that. And yeah, that magazine lasted 2 maybe 3 years. It's like,
Damn.
what a waste of money that was. But it was cool to have all these different magazines and these shows. Uh, and we don't have that anymore. You can't trust any of these fucking guys. It's sad.
I mean, when we first started Player Essence, he was making money. Just he had a website where he just
Mhm.
took all the articles from everybody else and just he linked. He had a headline. Here's the headline, and here's a link to that person's article if you want to read their article, or just listen to me summarize the article. And he was making
Yeah,
some money off that, but that all that's changed, man. It's like one of
yeah,
my
X Play too. Although I'm a
oh yeah.
little, I don't know. I think there was a little bit of Xbox bias in X Play. If I think there was a little bit
Well, I
of
didn't
that,
mind the
especially
IGN bias because they had the Nintendo team, the Xbox team, the PlayStation team. Like
right,
they all
right.
had their bias for
Yeah,
the.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
like that.
X Play didn't have that. It was just the two hosts, and
Yeah.
they seemed a little bit anti Nintendo and a little too more heavy on Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, well,
As
that
much
was
as
weird.
I hated Adam Sessler at the end, he at least felt like he was giving his opinion, whether you agreed with it or not. He
Hmm.
was the one that
Yeah,
said Nintendo Iwata should have been fired for not going to E3 with a press conference, and they should have had all their major franchises out in 2013 on the Wii U. It's like, come on, what's
it's
up, Jay
insane,
Biggs?
but it was
Um,
his. I think it was his honest opinion.
and it's like I'd rather have that than there's somebody does. I really like the movie reactions. She's also a very popular Twitch streamer, or she's getting more popular. Elden Ring, I think, Elevator. She started doing sponsored videos for Sony and other companies, and it's like, oh, she's playing the PlayStation Plus games of the month, and you could just tell she wasn't gonna say anything bad about the game. She had to went as far to pretend. I feel like I can pick up on somebody acting. People that aren't actors aren't very good at pretending that, and the just very, to me, very obvious pretending to like enjoy a game that was basically forced to play. Hey, this is on PlayStation Plus. I'm basically under contract to play these games on my stream, and I see now she has a Dragon Age Veilguard stream sponsored by the new 4080 Super GeForce graphics card that they gave her. like how could you like trust any of that? Like, I'm sorry, but I'm not interested in that stuff. Like, you're still entertaining, you still like have a good personality, and you're still good at playing games, but I'm not interested in watching a sponsored video by a huge company, whoever. What's the graphics card company? It's not GeForce, but it's a green and black box. They always do Nvidia cards.
Mm.
Can't think of the name, and I want somebody's real. If they're playing a video game, I just want them to be playing, chilling, hanging out. Not everybody needs to be like constantly criticizing the game, but you don't have to be like feel like you have to seem like you're enjoying everything you do. It's like it's just crazy to me, and it's just a turn
Yeah.
off. But that's the thing. A lot of these companies, I mean, the game I really loved, Immortals Phoenix Rising, just one day on my YouTube feed, everybody that I was subscribed to gaming related was all playing this, previewing this game out of nowhere. Honestly, it helped me because I wasn't really looking at the game much at that point. All of a sudden, all these people started releasing preview videos on the exact same day, and I was like, oh, there's a demo out, and I was like, it doesn't look too bad. Let me check it out. So it kind of worked for me there, but it was obvious. I wasn't like oblivious that, wow, all these people suddenly today are previewing this game. It's obvious Ubisoft flew them out or sent them the game and gave them some reason to make a video about it. And it's like for that, I guess for promotional, as long as it's promotion for like a preview, I guess I don't mind it as much. But when it comes to
Yeah, previews are fun.
like
But
a review out, I don't know if this person I saw some people commenting on. Apparently, the guy has a whole channel based upon like RPG games, and they made numerous videos over the last I don't know how many years, 6, 7, 8 years from on the last Dragon Age game. Didn't even say anything that bad. Just said I'm a little
yeah,
cautiously optimistic. There's some things I don't like. I don't love this. I don't love that. But I'm overall still looking forward to playing the game. And he didn't get a review code. And then EA just stopped talking to him. But obviously it's just one side of the story. Maybe there was an interaction that was nasty off, non-publicly. And it's like wow, if that's really how bad it is, then it's like good luck making a living doing that stuff when you gotta basically just play by their rules, or you're fucked. I get, so it didn't get a review. I had to buy the game. Has to get the game at launch and then play it and then review it. So it's not gonna be the out on with all the other reviews. So that probably go into effect. But it's just crazy that this. I mean, it's what happens when it's individual people. I mean, let's just be real. People, you're gonna look out for yourself, and there's nothing wrong with it as long as it's not at the huge expense of other people. I mean, you're gonna look out for yourself. If you got an opportunity to make some money and review a game, but all you gotta do is maybe just be a little more positive than you normally would have. I mean, most people are probably gonna do that. So let's check the chat here. Can't stand cops. What the? I never liked watching that, but I love Star Trek. Oh, you're talking about the show Cops?
Man, what are you talking about, bruh?
You talking about the show Cops?
Yeah,
with the guys on the bikes.
We're talking about how at the end of G4 it got really terrible. We started having cops in campus PD and shit.
Oh really?
And oh yeah, it was bad. They also had like Star Trek. That's what Jay Biggs was talking about too. Yeah, it was pretty terrible. It was like daily marathons of like cops for like 12 hours. It was bad.
Yeah, that you mean just like the reality cop show?
Oh yeah, the reality cop show.
The Bad Boys. What you gonna do?
Bad Boys.
Okay.
Yeah.
For some reason, I was thinking of the dudes on the motorcycles. The two cops on the motorcycle. They made a movie about it. It was a show first. For some reason, I was thinking of that when I saw.
Advisor, you're killing me with them. I'm like, Martin, Fresh Prince. I mean, I can
In Living
name
Color.
1,000 sitcoms in Living Color. Like, what are you talking about? There was nothing to watch in the '90s around that time. You're
Seinfeld.
You didn't have to have cable for it. Yeah, like any sitcom. All the sitcoms were fire at that time.
I used to watch. I watched
Chips.
All in the Family. Yeah, Chips is the one I was thinking of when I saw Cops for some reason. I used to watch Family Ties, and that was a little earlier, but
that was earlier. But yeah.
What was I just said it? Now I can't. Now I think of it with the not Family Ties. What's the one with the Full House? Yep.
Yeah.
Then there was.
I mean that was the peak of cinema or TV for especially kids, younger people. Simpsons, everything was on at that time, killing it.
Mm-hmm. Good times.
You had Saturday morning cartoons, and then the Saturday matinee where you watch kung fu movies. Like, get out of here, bro! You didn't need cable.
Remember, Cartoon Network had anime movies on Saturday mornings.
Yeah.
That's how I saw some really good. I think is that the first time I saw? I think Cowboy Bebop the movie ended up on one of those, and I watched a little bit of it. I was like, "This is really good." So I watched the show.
Kids especially X-Men animated series. You had Batman,
Spider-Man animated series,
Spider-Man,
X-Men, Batman.
Like, what are you? You're killing me, guys. Yeah, you lost me on that one.
Friends was in the '90s.
Oh yeah, it's golden age. That's golden age TV for me.
You already said Fresh Prince, right? That was pretty early. That was early '90s because.
No, it went to mid '90s. Fresh Prince did. Yeah, I think
as a family, we
95, I think.
When I was a kid, we always watched the Cosby Show.
Cosby's.
Not so much MASH because that ended pretty in the '80s, early '80s, I think.
Yeah.
Mad About You was good. That was
sitcoms
90s.
were popping. I used to watch
Married with Children. Yep.
What's the nanny? I used to watch all that shit. Right? Fran Drescher and shit. It was great.
There's a lot of good shows on back then. Nowadays, I like
the Fox dramas, like fucking what's the one with the guy taking care of all his siblings and shit. Party of Five.
Oh yeah.
And like
Melrose Place.
Fox was killing it. Melrose, like Fox was killing it in the '90s.
Late '90s, I think House was starting.
Yeah.
There's so much. There's so much to watch. It's crazy because I hooked
without cable.
I hooked an antenna up before the football season because somebody at work's like, hey, I think Fox, which was too far for me, has a transmitter now in our area. So I was like, oh, let me go buy a $14 antenna. At first, in my living room, it didn't work, but buddy has a long stretch of cable. I went and borrowed it, and I put my antenna up my upstairs, and I was like, wow, I'm getting some pretty good reception. And then I put it hung it out the window, so I just got a little thin cable and I just got some foam to seal it. And all of a sudden
Yeah.
I got NBC. I got like
Star
they're
Trek:
all
Next
digital
Generation.
they're all digital channels. I got like 8-1, 8-2, 8-3, 13-1 through 9, 7
Mm.
well, which is ABC. Fox is 17. We got 17, 1, 2, and 3. Got PBS. I feel like I'm missing. I got Fox, NBC, or yeah, NBC and ABC. I don't get CBS. So the point is, I turn on my TV now. I got live TV, and I'm like checking out some of these shows, and I'm like, what are these shows? It was like I don't know if it was a NCIS spinoff or it was one of those type of investigative shows, and it's an hour long drama. You know, they're trying to be serious, but they're still doing, you know, I'm guessing 20 episode seasons. They're still doing them every year,
Mm.
and I was just like, I
Some
was
were
just
22 and 24 episodes.
yeah. So I was just kind of like getting the house cleaned up, and I left the TV on, and I'm listening to this, and I'm like, what? This is like it's not to the level of what I'm used to with like HBO shows and some Amazon Prime shows and some Netflix shows. Like it's not. It's way below that as far as acting and production level. But and I'm like the dialogue's trash. Like where are the just good funny shows? Like um so it's just I got a little taste of like modern TV, like 911. That's just the most ridiculous show. Maybe if you
Like
just
these shows, they're so lame named 911 and
they're corny,
FBI, and
yeah.
it's just like what?
And a girl
Uh,
at work, oh, I can't wait. And 911's on tonight. I'm like, really? All the trailers I see during the football
mm.
games is like, this looks so bad. But anyway,
My wife does love The Equalizer. It looks like a good show with Queen Latifah.
yeah.
I remember watching the original show in the '80s with the British dude.
hmm
That was a cool show. So,
I remember the original CIS I liked. Criminal Minds
mhm.
back in the day I liked. But, and I literally,
NYPD Blue.
I was at a point, I don't even know what timetable, 15 maybe years ago, where I had shows every night of the week. I was all in with TV. So Monday, I knew what shows to watch. Tuesday, I had shows to watch. Wednesday, I had shows to
Yep.
watch. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I'm like every day of the week, I had shows.
Excuse me, especially Friday. It's Friday night, and
hmm
the mood is right. Gonna have some fun. Show you how it's done. TGI.
yeah.
Come on, man. That was a great block of television right there on
I
Friday.
mean, it was
It-
even like into the 2000s with some of the CW shows, like when Supernatural first started, Smallville, like there was just like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I loved that show back in the day.
mm,
It was just
Buffy.
like I felt like weird if I wasn't watching an episode of a show on a night. Now it's like I don't watch TV like that. It's
I don't watch
crazy.
TV at all.
It's crazy.
It's
But anyway,
it's
this all
sad.
started to talk about game
Yeah,
journalism.
that was a good little trip down memory lane. That was
hmm
good stuff.
So
But yeah, I mean, journalism. It's not just game journal. It's journalism in general.
yeah,
You have corporations that own these. They used to be independent outlets, and of course they're gonna skew. Whatever the company wants you to skew to.
and it's
So
all about once it became all about who gets it out first. No matter if it's true, just get something out first. Then once everything else blew up with social media, it's really just changed everything. And it's like I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. I just kind of I find some people I feel like I can trust. A YouTuber here or there. I watch their content. It's like, but you never know. I mean, I was all in with Nintendo Life for years and years, and I'm just like I don't know. Like they just doesn't do it for me anymore. I don't click
you
on their
get bored.
videos. I don't know if it's because they
I'm the
changed
same.
people. People left that like I only watched games
Well, they did.
game.
They didn't hire me.
Yeah,
First of all,
they hired
and
that kid who's like playing Majora's Mask for the first time, playing this
right, that
Ocarina of Time for
kills
the
me.
first time.
That's the guy you're at. Like,
Yeah,
I should put up my video, that I did for
and now like
the interview, my
good.
interview video.
What's it? What's feel good
Good
game?
Vibes Gaming.
Good.
I do like them.
I don't mind, but I don't see a lot of content. I don't know if I'm not.
They're slowing down a little bit.
Yeah,
Seems.
I like when
Um,
John makes videos. I liked him
I
when he was
love
with
John's videos.
Game
I mean, that's
Explain.
what
He was
Yeah.
with Nintendo Life for a little while. Like that's,
Hmm.
I follow him. But he doesn't make that many videos. I wish Clocked It
Not
made. I
recently,
wish
no.
Clocked It would make a weekly video. I'd watch.
I know, right?
But
Because it's very similar.
yeah, I used to listen to the Nintendo voice chat podcast on IGN.
Yeah, I fell off of them too. I was listening to them up until maybe 6 or 7 months ago, even.
I think the last one
But
I listened to, they hired
they're
somebody.
all over the place. They just add in people I don't
Yeah,
care
it was
who don't care about Nintendo or don't care
it
about
was
them, and
new to Nintendo because of the Switch. Back 2018, 2019. I don't know. I forget her name. She's like, I've never even docked my Switch, and I didn't have a Wii U, and I didn't get into the Wii. I'm just like, you're hired for IGN
yeah,
Nintendo because you bought a Switch, and now you like Nintendo like for the first time. Like that's, I wouldn't mind hearing that person's like opinion
I
as
was just
like a
gonna say
guest, like a
I
guest.
wouldn't mind them bringing Philip back at this point.
Yeah,
I
like
mean,
man.
suppose he's lying to me, but at least it sounds good, you know.
Yeah. It's just I was telling you the home theater. I think I said this on air. Like the guy, like the biggest home theater guy,
Mm.
all of a sudden he's a dealer for some major brands, like these super high end brand. He's pushing these super high end product and like convincing regular guys to like they need these things. And I'm just like, I see people comment all the time. Like, oh, next thing you need, look, you need a Mad VR, which is a video processor. It's fucking $10,000 for the first tier, then it's 15 for the top tier. Now they released a $5,000. It's basically just a PC, has a video card in it, and it's just a proprietary software that you hook you take your Blu-ray player, your Apple TV, or whatever you want. You plug it into this video in of this processor, and then that goes out to your receiver or your TV or projector, and it does some pretty it does some pretty cool stuff, but not $15,000 worth of cool
Right.
stuff. And these guys are now promoting this on their channel to hundreds of thousands of subscribers, like that are like mostly like me or both, spend less than me on their home theater. Like, and now these guys are like, oh, when you next step for you, Mad VR. I'm like, I ain't buying that. I don't need that.
Anybody
Like,
ain't
it's
paying for that
stupid.
shit.
And I stopped watching the guys' videos. Like, I just don't care anymore. Like, you're selling a product. You're selling products now. I don't care about your supposed opinions and reviews of stuff anymore. I don't. It's just that's just how I am. But obviously, there's a lot of money to be made with advertisements. These companies, and people are willing. I mean, people are willing to take it and follow the rules, whatever. Like we joke about the Disney shows and stuff, and it's like that one dude, I always forget his damn name, complaining because he didn't get invited to the event. And I'm like, I'm not
Oh
gonna
yeah,
do it. I'm not.
Christian Harloff, I think
Yeah,
his name is.
like they owe me basically. I've did all this coverage for them. Like
His line, in quote, "I've been busting my ass for years being a fan." What?
yeah. I busted my
That's
ass for 30 years watching the shit ass Detroit Lions. Now they're good. I don't feel like they owe me anything. Like they should
right.
buy me front row tickets because I've been following them since '91 and went through all the bad years. I don't feel that way. Like,
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
but some people, I know I'm a lot like I look at things a lot different than most people I know. I've learned over the years. I have a less emotional attachment to stuff, but I don't know. I just
Sometimes I wish I did certain things.
it's just things like that like they don't bother me where I get mad about it. But when like I said, if somebody I'm watching now I'm questioning their integrity or their if they have been bought, their opinions possibly bought, I'm out instantly. Like
Yeah.
so. Um. Anyway, let's talk about the announcement. I should put the trailer up. Just I mean, like out of nowhere, Xenoblade Chronicles X announcement. Like we said earlier, somebody was saying no one saw this come unless you count Emily Rogers in 2016. Nobody knew
Right.
this was about to hit. No one's like, oh, dude from Monolith Soft retweeted this. Like, none of that. It just boom, here it was, out of
Yeah.
nowhere. And honestly, as critical as I've been, this is the one game I'm the timing of it's a little like March 20th. Like, could that be? Could it be a cross gen? Could this be the Switch 2 release date as well? You know, I don't know. I'm not saying it is or
I
isn't.
think we'll know about Switch 2 by the time that game comes out. I think we'll know
Yeah.
like hard facts.
Or this could be like the last big game, but I'm planning on getting it. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it too. I wonder if they're gonna do a special edition of it, you bastards.
I don't know. As you had my special edition here, that's the only special edition I bought other than.
It's very good too.
So
I forget.
the one thing about any remaster though, they always change something. I mean, yeah, Elma's definitely looks, her skin tone looks lighter, but also the lighting of everything looks.
Oh,
I don't know if I say it looks
where's
off.
the community?
It just looks
Crying
different.
about how she looks a little lighter there. We got some colorism going on
Well,
here.
trust me, there's a Nexus mods take down mods and ban people if they lighten up characters, but that's just a whole nother world that I'm not involved in. I've just heard. But either way, they always find these remakes or these remasters. What was the last one where I was like, I think the original looked better. It wasn't the Until Dawn. It was it was maybe a Switch
Oh, you just
game?
mean not just Nintendo? You mean
Yeah, just in general.
all games?
Where it's like, oh, I think the lighting or the scene looked better originally without this new lighting and stuff. But like some
Yeah,
of
they
it,
changed their eyes.
I feel like some of this maybe they could have went a little further with lighting because it was pretty static in the original game, like the shadows.
Yeah, it's a little flat. That's another
also,
question I have too.
let me go back to the scene. I'm gonna pause it. I think they added a little Xenoblade Chronicles 2 anime look to some of these characters.
Some of the characters, yeah.
Like this shot of Lynn, it's kind of an in between. I don't know.
It's in between. Yeah, it looks like it's in between.
Which it just looks different. I'm not saying it's necessarily worse or anything, but it's funny because my right monitor is and my left monitor. The color of Lynn is quite a bit different. Same with Elma. Elma looked almost more like the Wii U version in my right monitor, but in my left monitor she looked pretty light. So I guess it depends on how your TV or monitor set up. But yeah, this I don't know. I haven't played 3 in a while, but I don't think this is the style of 3. But it just looks a little more anime, I think, than the original Wii U version. I have to look up a comparison video after this. I haven't watched any, but still, just stunning shots. This world is
I think
just.
it was Game Explain. Talk about somebody else that fell off.
Yeah. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm getting this. And then they tease something at the end. I don't know what they're teasing. Like, is it a sequel or is it just a character or DLC or something? Like, I thought that was a little weird. Because I didn't recognize the voice and I didn't see anybody say, like, hey, that's the voice actor for so-and-so. Like this little scene here.
I thought it was
Fancy seeing you.
what's your boy and what's his name?
Noah?
No, the actor from Death Stranding.
Oh, yeah.
Actor, like that looks just fucking like him laying there. It's pretty good.
It's about 320, man. That's to announce it. I mean, yeah, it's only what 4-5 months. Let's see, November.
Yeah, that's the end of the first quarter, basically, though.
Yeah, that's a end of the fiscal year game. So, I'm planning on getting it. Like I said, I don't know if I'll like fully go through and rinse it like I did my first playthrough. Like try to get those. I'm hoping they make it a little bit easier to get some of those high level skills.
Norman Reedus, thank you.
Norman Reedus, yep. I'm also as a I think I was at 200 and something, 220 hours maybe. I have to look when I boot my Wii up. I'll look.
I'm sure I'm over 3 at this point.
You've been playing it that much?
I played it real stupid. No, bro, I played it. I was over 250 by the time I beat it. And I played a bunch after.
I don't think you even you said you got to the end boss a while ago, and I don't think you ever said you finished it.
Oh, Well, that was a while ago when I finished it. Yeah,
What'd you think of the
uh,
ending then?
I thought it was well, it was kind of like that's what made people think there was going to be more. There was going to be a
Mm-hmm.
sequel to it. I could see that. I mean, what do you think? Do you think it's going to be? Do you
Well, it
think they're
was
going to
like
go back there, or I don't even know if.
it wasn't. I mean, not to offend anybody, but it wasn't convoluted. Like Xenoblade Chronicles 2 lost the ending, just lost me. I was like, what the fuck am I
Yeah,
watching? This was just like you fight the battle, then they go to the ship that supposedly has all their. I mean, I don't want to spoil it, even though it's
yeah.
nine
Even now,
years
because
old.
the game's coming out again,
Yeah,
so
I'll just
you
say
gotta be
when that
careful.
revelation happened, I was like, holy shit! Like really? Like
Yeah,
what does that mean? What does that mean for these people? And I don't know what it means. So I was
it
kind of
was.
hoping.
It was. What's the word I'm looking for? It was very. It was almost dystopian. I mean, I guess. I mean, I guess the game is kind of that already.
Would
Um,
you say it was? It wasn't anticlimactic, but it was like it left me with a uneasy
yeah,
feeling. I
yeah,
guess.
yeah. I,
Like
I was gonna say, it left me with the feeling that I had after watching the movie The Mist and shit.
yeah.
It's like that. I was like, oh, yikes! I thought I
Nice
didn't. I
shot
never talked
there.
about finishing the game with you guys.
No, that you
Uh,
said the last boss was you were struggling with. I never heard you
yeah,
say you
I
beat
was.
it.
I just kept grinding.
I love how the game continues afterwards. You have the solution for new LA. You know, you don't have to worry about that. The 100% meter on the tower, and then you just continue on, and it feels right. I
Yeah.
did like all these super ridiculous builds. I watched some videos on like get this sword and do these solo take on the biggest bosses solo builds with like this
Yeah.
like this dodge mechanic. It was one of your I, I forget what they're even called now. Your abilities you could put on, and you would just do like Shadow Walker, I think it was called, and you just couldn't get
Mm,
hit for like 30 seconds, and then if you paired that with something else, and then you had this certain sword, but that was
nihilistic. There you go, Airs.
the most impossible thing I got in the game was this sword. You had to walk into like a little opening in the floral region. I forget what it's called now. Noctua or not Noctua, something like that. There was a waterfall next to the waterfall. Was a little cave. You go in that cave, and it's the most impossible like stretch of enemies in this boss fight where you're just constantly. I don't know if they're constantly regenerating health or whatever. And I was like, I tried for hours. I couldn't beat them, and I was like, finally, I beat them. And you get this sword, and it's just like so overpowered. And then you stack other abilities where if you trigger I should look up what they're even called, but it's like one of the blue colored ones, and then you did another one in a certain amount of time, then your damage would just stack, like multiply by itself multiple times. So you're doing like 1,000 damage of your normal single attack, and I'm just taking out huge bosses by myself, like single part. Just get
Mm,
rid of the rest of the party, just
just
myself.
smoking them.
No skull, no nothing. And yeah, I had to look up some guides on.
Oh, speaking of good vibes gaming, I watched a really good video today from them on this game, and I think it was God, I wanted to call him Andre, Derek. I think Derek, and he was talking about just the open world of the game and how they saw that it influenced Breath of the Wild,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, both of these games are two of the best open world games because I think about it like the worlds. Yes, they're big and vast, but they make sense. It's not just random like a lot of
Mm-hmm.
open world games I play.
Yep.
You can feel the developer just plopping shit down just
Yeah.
to plop it
Yeah.
down.
It all felt
Like
pretty
everything leads
deliberate.
to something and it's really deliberate. And I was like, yeah, that is true. Because I'm still playing Witcher here and there because I'm replaying it because I never beat the DLC, so I'm going through that game again. I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's nothing interesting. It's like you can't look over the horizon
God
and see
damn it.
something. Oh man, what's that? Once in a while, you'll see like a tower or some shit, and that looks interesting. But
Yeah, you can tell
Just
like
yeah,
the dynamic lighting is definitely in the Switch
yeah.
version. Like you could
She got
see.
more a doll of a face, and the
Yeah,
Wii U.
but I mean, yeah, if you look at the Wii U, yeah, it was a little dated, but I don't know
Yeah,
that I like the more anime style. I'm sure maybe Trell will
I'm not
appreciate that.
sure. I'm either way.
But if you look, you can actually see here. I thought I clicked a little
Yeah.
bit further back. You can see like there's an actual shadow, and then when she steps
Hmm.
out, her shadows appear. Like I noticed that playing the Wii U version. Like yeah, these
Yeah,
the
I
shit.
remember that back then. Yeah.
So and she might just look lighter just because the sun's like blowing out her skin
Well,
tones.
I have a question. Collision detection,
Yeah,
especially when cars
did
just
they
run
add
through.
that?
That's what I want to know. They go that deep because that was
That would
very
be pretty.
jarring.
I don't think. I mean, it felt jarring, but after a while, I would jump over him anyway.
Even though you didn't have to.
Yeah, I didn't have to. I just kind of did it. But that's something I wouldn't be too worried about. I'd be more worried
Oh man,
about
I barely spent that much time in. Was it What is it called?
New LA.
Yeah, New LA.
The thing I'd be
Um,
most concerned about fixing is you need these items to complete this like main mission to get your skull, and we're
mm,
not going to even give
that
you
stuff.
one hint where these items
That
are. And if you have 3 of them and you need 8, we're not going to tell you where you got those 3. We're not give you any hint to where you got
nope.
these. And I'm
I'd
like,
run around for
they need to
hours.
fix that. Now I don't want the Xenoblade Chronicles 3 take. I don't want you to take me directly to the item I need every time because that,
Right.
to me, that just became boring. But give me an idea. Hey, this item's found. Shout out to Nintendo World Report Patreon. Thought it'd be a little more in depth. Uh, but yeah, just say, hey, this item is found in this region, and let me know like really obviously, hey, you picked up this item, and you need more of these for your quest. Like, 'cause I just had to go to the Xenoblade X Wikipedia, whatever it was called, because the game came out a year after it in Japan, so there was all this information. It said, hey, these items are dropped. You get about every other battle, you'll get 1 or
Oh,
2.
oh, I just noticed something else. What's up with this? They made the girl into a guy. What's that?
I think because
Rage.
the Wii U version, just somebody's own playthrough. It's
It's.
not a trailer
I'm.
from Nintendo. I know.
I'm just kidding. I mean, it's your avatar,
I
so
think
it's really.
Xenoblade Chronicles X was one of the only times I've ever had a male create a character, and I switched it before about 50
Mm.
hours in. I switched it. I gotta say I do prefer the old Elma character design, like the face shape and stuff. Like, yeah, it's not like the most amazing detailed character model for for a 2025 game, but
Right.
I don't like what the changes they made to Elma. Like just the
Yeah.
shape of her face, it just doesn't. It still has Elma, it still feels a little like her, but the eye shapes changed. You
So
know,
I was wondering this, but I guess I already got the answer. They're gonna add back in the boob slider from the original,
that would be
but
curious.
they're not.
They're
They're
not.
not. They said they're basing it on the Western version of the game. So they're basing uh, the definitive edition on the Western version. So no boob slider, no
It's so
penis slider.
stupid when I know this isn't a rated M game, but so many other games just let you fully customize your character's
Yeah.
physique, and it's not like Nintendo, like this game would be doing something a bunch of other games don't do. Yeah, I don't like her redesign, to be honest.
She's losing the cuteness there.
Yeah, I don't like the hairstyle with her. I mean, but it's not like, oh my god, look at this game. I think they're just applying their upscaling technique from Xenoblade Chronicles 3 to the majority of the game, and then the character models were redone. Like this cat looks the same. Like it doesn't look. There's no extra polygons.
Yeah.
Maybe a little better texturing,
Better texture
but
and
could just be the
lighting.
lighting.
Yeah.
Like the fake whiskers in the Wii U version, just thick white lines. But I think they're probably just applying their new upscaling techniques and then change the character models, which hopefully Elma's like the worst case scenario
It's like
because
they turn up the contrast
I
button.
yeah I don't want to see like some of the other like really cool alien characters. I don't want to see them be changed at all. Like, I'll find
I
a,
doubt they'll change the aliens much. It's probably just the main people that they're going to be
like
changing.
the human characters
Humans.
probably.
Yeah, yeah.
So we'll see when they show the Lin comparison. I don't remember if the other video showed Lin. See, I mean, it's not terrible, but it's unnecessarily changed, I feel.
Just much more anime
Mm-hmm.
in the new one.
So they showed Lin in the trailer, so let's just jump to that. I'm curious. It's a good side by side there. Let's see what Lin's comparison looks like. Come on, she's in the damn trailer. Why are we not showing her? Yeah, it's not in this video. That's weird. Anyway, some other changes, just like the ridiculous amount of like items you could obtain. Like all you could have, just going off memory, it feels like articles of clothing and weapons.
Mhm.
There was hundreds of variations, and you could auto build, like auto build the best, but that didn't always give me what I want. Once I got deeper into the game, like, oh, I want this ability, I want this ability, I want this perk on this piece of equipment. And it was very time consuming. It was very tedious, very small text. I think they already confirmed they increased the text size on like the subtitles, but I don't know about the menu and stuff. Um, just better keep
Yeah.
track of like quests and all the items. I do,
Yeah, I'm gonna miss the gamepad. I don't care what anyone says. I'm gonna miss the gamepad because I used to have my gamepad on the little dock as my map, and I can just go through my
Mm-hmm.
shit through there, and then have the pro controller to play the game with, and that was very comfortable. It was a very cool way to play the game for me. So
I'm
I
trying to
will
remember
miss it.
there was the
But
map that had like the icons that just looked very like where you could teleport,
mhm.
fast travel and do the little,
Yeah,
like you were like, I forget the exact like you were mining resources and stuff. Was there just like a real like satellite view map where you could see where you were, or did it always have these icons on it? I'm watching right now.
uh, shit.
I think it always had those icons.
I think it always had the icons. Yeah,
I could be wrong though. Like this is
I don't
what
know
I
if you could
remember.
toggle that
This
or
is what I remember.
I
And
feel
it's
like I
like I
toggled
think you
it.
could toggle them off,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't mind something like the Horizon map where you have like the topography and stuff. That'd be pretty cool for
Mhm.
this game.
Yeah.
But I doubt it because we know Monolith Soft and maps aren't exactly the best combination.
No.
3 was better than 2, but 2's was atrocious.
Trilink says, I hope it comes with the Wii U gamepad accessory.
Yeah, I haven't checked the chat in a while. I've had this up on my screen.
Remember the villain with the huge cheeks? Says Johnny Arts.
Yeah, did they change Elma for the Xenoblade Chronicles 2? That's probably where they got the character model for that. Xenoblade Chronicles 2, if you bought like the season
Oh
pass or whatever, you got to
yeah,
play as
that's
Elma.
right. That's right. I don't remember what she looked like in that, but
The drone for overhead view. That was in Xenoblade Chronicles X? I forgot about that. I remember the game having that. I don't remember it being X though.
no, I remember
Where you like put something in the ground, it shoots up, and then you
it's
could
been
look
over a year
around?
since I touched that game.
Was that X? Where I know there was a game I played where you could shoot a camera up into the sky and look around. Wow, her Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Alma looks atrocious. I'm sorry.
Did you put it up?
This shot, the Elma trailer, the thumbnail looks terrible. Let me judge it. Yeah, that's not Elma at all.
Oh no.
It might
No.
be.
Oh, I've seen it. Okay,
Yeah, she
so
looks like creepy. Maybe they're like, wow, this doesn't
yeah.
work if we try to keep her same
Yeah, you
facial
can't
structure.
it's in this game it wouldn't it should probably look way weird if you
She almost look creepy.
well,
I don't know. It's definitely not the same as the one in Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition.
no. What was the story reason for this?
I have no idea. Fan service.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's also interesting though. 320, like kind of. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna predict the Switch 2 is coming out, but it to me it's like Retro always makes fun of me for saying this stuff because like it could to me it means two completely opposite things. It could mean oh wow, that could be the release date for the Switch 2. This is a cross-gen title, like, and then the other part
Yeah.
of me says, well, this just guarantees.
Why would this be this
I know, but
cross-gen title? Like, what the
I
fuck?
could make an argument that's it, but also I'm like, oh, this is evidence that this is proof that what I said, this is going to be fall to winter of 2025 now for the Switch 2, or some people.
You should do it anyway. That way you'll get 20,000 views no matter what.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll just make a case for both. So I'm like, they're not gonna release this game, this long asked for game for Switch, and then like, oh, Switch 2 comes out in April. Like, I just don't see that. I feel like,
it's possible.
I don't think this is like this huge. They're not expecting this to be this huge multi-million dollar
that's what I'm
seller.
saying. It's still possible. Yeah.
But I also don't. I mean, I'm like I said, I could make an argument for both, saying, "Oh yeah, this could be this could be a cross-gen game," and we're seeing, or it could be the last hurrah for the Switch, and then the Switch 2 comes out in March or I mean, April or May.
It's very possible we're waiting until this time next year for a Switch 2. That's still very possible.
That honestly, that's where I've been leaning for a while, ever since they basically revealed the games for this year. Once we knew Echoes of Wisdom and stuff, I was like, man,
that would be sad. That would be sad. Because they're not in competition, but Microsoft is dropping something next year. Likely a handheld. I just would have loved to have Switch 2 out there with nothing out there to muddy up especially a handheld from Microsoft. That is going to be compared, So
just
reading the chat. What can you do?
Other than that, like what else? Like I said, Mario and Luigi comes out this week. I believe the reviews are out. We started off with that. We talk about IGN's 5. It's so weird because IGN gives the joke is like they give almost everything a 7 now. It's like the safe thing to give a game. Like they gave Concord a 7. They gave something right around the same time a 7. I think Black Myth Wukong might have had a 7. Might have been an 8. I can't remember. Some other games this year were 7, and then the Penguin Show comes out and they gave that a 5, like the first 3 episodes or whatever. Everybody else is 9s to 10s, and they're like 5. There must have been something politically charged.
Are they counter programming?
I think
there's nothing political in it.
Maybe somebody they don't like somebody involved in the show. I don't know. Whoever the person who reviewed it, I didn't look to see. It could. There was that.
Is there something about that Milioti chick, or
I don't know. I feel terrible. I watched the first episode and I was like, I'm into it. I haven't watched any more, but I heard episode 4 was so good. And I'm just like, I just got to sit down and watch it. I've just been doing other things and watch.
It's a heavy show, man. It's heavy.
Yeah, and I want to rewatch the Batman almost before I get into the show fully.
Oh man!
But
this makes the Batman so much cooler.
I mean, my first time I watched the Batman, I was like, oh, that's just like 7. They just ripped off a lot of stuff from 7, like the atmosphere, the Riddler was very much like John Doe in 7. But the more I watched it, the more I just really appreciated it overall. The only thing I don't like is that scene where he goes and they talk to the Joker, or the Joker's talking to the Riddler at the end. I don't like that actor. I didn't like the deleted scene for his Joker. It was like, this is trash. Like, don't do this.
Why you don't even put that in? Why was you even?
So yeah, they gave Mario and Luigi a 5. They gave the Penguin 5. And they gave something else a low score. And it's like, it just depends on the person. They're like, these days, somebody could just get offended by one little thing and say, oh, I'm gonna give it just like review.
They were saying it was baby's first RPG or some shit.
It's like, a Mario and Luigi game. Hey, it's not gonna be the most deep. But it seems like the majority of reviews are pretty positive. I think it's an 80 Metacritic. So that's like
Who was the reviewer?
I don't know.
That's what I'm wondering.
There was that one review made fun of. It was Screen Rant. They X. What do you call it when you hire somebody just for one job? Like Peter Parker was for taking photographs. He wasn't like hired in. What do you call that?
Oh, freelancer.
Freelancer. That Screen Rant had a freelancer review Black Myth Wukong. That's the one that was saying there wasn't any female characters, and if you get past chapter 2, there's like they have like 7 or 8 or 9, like including bosses and stuff. And it's like, who is this person? They hired the Screen Rant. They're not. I don't even know if they ever usually review games. They review movies and stuff. They hired this person. They wrote a review, and it was like so. Obviously, this person didn't get past chapter 2, and they supposedly reviewed the whole game and gave it like a low score and stuff. And it's just like, why even? It's just like, did they not know? Maybe they didn't. Maybe they thought they were hiring a legit person. I don't know, but maybe IGN does that too. Like, we don't have time to do a review of every show. Let's just hire somebody and go with it. But it's like they're representing your website. Like, it doesn't mean they have to be super positive, but you would.
Yeah.
It's just kind of dumb anyway, just to have one person represent your entire websites for a review. Like, I almost like, is it who does the 4 reviewers score out of 10, and then it's a total out of 40? As that Famitsu. That's actually that's a pretty good way to do it. I don't really look at their
not everybody
stuff.
can do that. A lot of outlets think that's a waste of resources.
Yeah.
One guy reviews that you got 3 other guys who could be reviewing 3 other shit.
That's
true.
Like, it's like somebody who doesn't like Xenoblade games. They say, hey, review Xenoblade Chronicles 3. But I didn't like any other game. Well, we don't have anybody else. You have to review it, and it's like,
right.
Do you want somebody who doesn't like Bayonetta reviewing Bayonetta 3? Somebody who doesn't like action games reviewing an action game or a first-person shooter? Like, it's, I don't know, but
that's the dilemma. It's like, okay, do you want an RPG guy reviewing Mario and Luigi? Probably not.
Yeah.
I mean, you want somebody who likes Mario games, but if you put an RPG person in there, they're gonna look at this as baby's first RPG. So I can understand that.
Yeah, I don't know. And as much as people say, like, obviously the user scores is such a flawed thing because anybody can just give a 0 or a 10. But I think, generally speaking, if you take enough sample size, 60, 70 reviews, yeah, there's going to be some give it a 10 when it doesn't deserve a 10. There's going to be some give it a 5, doesn't deserve a 5. But overall, you're going to get a closer representation to like what the majority of people are going to feel about a movie or show or a game when you have 70 reviews. Not like the stupid Rotten Tomato score. That's dumb. Oh, this movie's a C or above. 99% of people say it's a C or above.
Right.
Like, that's so stupid. It makes it look like it's way better than it is.
Right.
Like, I would rather have, like, to me, a bunch of people saying it's a C. I'd rather have less people saying, wow, this movie's a 10 out of a 10, and then a group of people saying, yeah, this movie sucks. I'd rather have a movie that's really split, because chances are 50-50 that you're going to love or hate the thing, versus just but basically everybody says it's mid. Like, that's basically what a 99% Rotten Tomatoes could mean. It could mean also 99% of people loved it, but it could very well mean 99% of the reviewers said, yeah, this is okay. So it's such a dumb.
Yeah, this is okay.
But what's up, Vicky? That never seems fair to me. Someone who doesn't like RPGs could rate low based off of things they don't like. Yeah, I mean, if I was forced to play a turn-based game, I don't like most turn-based games. I just don't. I struggle with the combat. Doesn't mean I haven't enjoyed some, but I wouldn't be the go-to guy unless you want, more critical look at a game that was turn-based. I don't like I said, I don't hate them, and I've enjoyed a few of them, but I wouldn't be the guy to go to review like a long turn-based JRPG. Like, I saw some dialogue from that Metaphor game. I think Nia shared. I'm like, I could never sit through those cutscenes. Like 2 minutes of the most nonsensical thing I've ever seen in my life. Like I'm not gonna play a game like that. It was bad. It's oh I
People are
can't
loving that game.
I can't it's Persona spinoff or something, isn't it?
No, it's not a
Or
spin-off
it's
of
just something
Persona.
like it. It's a similar
It's been
style.
inspired by, yeah.
Yeah, it's just very. It's just not for me. The dialogue. Speaking of dialogue, I one of the big complaints about this game back in 2017 was a lot of the dialogue and the facial animations. Horizon Zero Dawn. I've been playing the remaster.
Me.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's definitely not. It's not anywhere near the Forbidden West animations. It's better. The lip syncing's better, but they hyped that. I think they overhyped the improvement. I saw a reviewer say that it was like night and day. It's better. Their mouths move better. Like the lesser side quests definitely are the most improved. I hadn't played like the original version in a long time, but I gotta ask, like you haven't talked about Forbidden West in a while. It didn't sound like you were really getting into it. Like, have you given that game another shot at any point?
Yeah, actually started playing it this past weekend. I'm starting to get. It's very similar for me, where the first game was. It took me a while to like get into it, but I'm finally to get there. I don't love. I'm just ignoring it basically. The little hub areas and stuff. I don't really like that aspect of
Did
it.
you get to the one in the mountain, like your little base of operations?
In the mountain,
Mm-hmm. You would
I'm
know.
gonna say no. Yeah, I'm gonna say no. I don't think I've gotten there yet, but
It's like
uh,
the main
and
hub
then you get
area.
there, and there's like all these little, hey, can you go do this for me? All these little objectives and stuff. I'm like, I'm gonna pass on all that. I'm just gonna focus
I will
on
say
the
though,
main story.
some of my favorite parts of Forbidden West were side quests. There's one where you go to like a Las Vegas after it's been obviously what's left of Las Vegas. You got to go diving into the water. It's like underwater. That was like maybe part of that's main quest too, but there was also
Yeah.
some side quest stuff.
Well, I was gonna say I enjoyed the side quest in the first one,
So
so
here's my
I just think
take.
I think the setup is what's bothering me mostly.
I put over 100 hours into Forbidden West. I kind of played Zero Dawn like I always criticize some people for. I just said, you know what, I'm just gonna go main quest to main quest. I didn't do much exploration. I booted up the game because you can transfer your save file. I wanted to see where I was. Obviously, it was saved right before finishing the main mission because it's one of those games when you beat the game, it just takes you back.
Mhm.
There's so much stuff I didn't do. There's so many like markers on the map for quests. There's like the vantage points where you like stand up and you see a hologram of what it used
I
to be.
100% in that game, so
I didn't do. I almost did do almost nothing of that in
yeah.
Zero Dawn. I did it all in Forbidden West. So here are the things that jump out to me. That's like, what a step back. What a step backwards going to Zero Dawn. Obviously, it came out first, but the first thing was just trying to get over any little damn thing. Like Forbidden West does such a good job of just quickly scaling, climbing over, hopping over stuff, and I'm like having to
Yeah.
glitch jump up, like easy stuff to climb. They did add a little.
That's not just an Horizon problem.
I
That's
know,
a
but going
open
from
world game
Forbidden
in
West
that
back to Zero
generation.
Dawn, I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
god! Like I just got to constantly glitch jump up. The other thing is the melee combat. It's almost. I mean, I knew it. That was one of my complaints about the game when I first played it. It's such a drop off going from Forbidden West's combo system melee combat to this. Like you have your one weak attack and your one heavy. You don't have anything else. I'm like, oh my god! I didn't realize how much I would miss the combat. I knew I liked it in Forbidden West, but man, it's a drop off. It's like I was like, this is all you can do. You just R1, you swing, and then R2, you do your heavy attack. That's it. And then
I didn't think about that once. I just leveled my character up and I beat the shit out of some dinosaur
I'm telling you,
robots.
it's like there's like a really pretty deep combo system in Forbidden West to the point where there's like a super hard quest to beat where you have to take on this master, this unassuming old lady who just destroys your ass, like literally for hours. It took me to beat this combat. It was basically you had to go all these areas. You had to do, I don't know exactly what it's called. You had to fight their best fighter or whatever, and then they were like, oh, I learned from so and so or whatever, and then you go to this lady and she's just unassuming, and then she's like the most impossible to fight. And I was like, it wasn't like action game combat. It wasn't like Dark Souls. Something just kind of in between. Anyway, going back to Horizon, I was like, or Zero Dawn, I was like, damn, like I definitely miss the combat because it's just one hit attacks with your heavy. Of course, I'm leveled up, way leveled up, and then obviously just I said the hurdling over little object, but just the lack of climbing overall was very much missed. But they added gyro aiming, so that's what convinced me to to pay the $10 to get the upgrade. I was like, oh, gyro aiming in Zero Dawn. It's like, what the hell, I'm curious. They gave me the game for free with the DLC, the full game digitally, so I'll do the $10 and check it out. And I've been actually really enjoying it. Like I'm about 3-4 hours in, and even though it feels like it's a step back, obviously from the sequel, I was like, man, I didn't take the time to just look around, appreciate the world. Like it was 2017. I picked it up with ARMS the same day. And I was just like, head down, get to the next main quest, get to the main quest, get to the main quest. That's how I played Zero Dawn. And I know what you told me
that when we got it?
That's when I got it. I got it when ARMS came out that same day, when ARMS launched. And I don't think I started it right away.
I got it before you, right? Oh, no.
I had it
I
first.
can't remember. Yeah, I think you did get it first.
Or you might have got it but didn't play it.
I didn't play it. That's what it was. I did get it, but I played it a little bit, like I said, and I was like, I don't know about this game.
The Frozen Wilds, I was just like you told me, the Frozen Wilds was good. I agree, that definitely was better. I enjoyed the quests and stuff better, and I'm just like, wow, I'm just gonna take in this world a little more. And I took some screenshots. Like, man, this. I know they enhanced like the foliage and stuff, but there's a lot that's still very similar. It's not a full remake or anything.
Right.
And I did the first tall neck, and it reminded me of the PS4 Pro reveal where they showed the tall neck, and that's like the first. I think that's the first game ever seen supposedly in 4K. It was obviously upscaled with the checkerboard, but it still was very impressive. And I'm like doing this tall neck sequence. I'm like, this game came out 8 years ago. Like, this still wows me. Watching this tall neck walk, I just stood there and watched it walk by. I'm like, this still blows me away. And this was a early 2017 game. It was supposed to be in 2016, and they delayed it. And I'm just like, wow, like this. Yeah, it's enhanced. They improved the visuals and stuff, but man, it's just like
the base game is still.
It's still wild the shit. I mean, the animations of these of the robots and stuff. It's like the music. I didn't really pay much attention to the music. I think the music's really good.
Yeah.
The gyro aiming really just takes the combat up to the next level for me. And I started New Game Plus, and it's a little bit. I should have played on a harder difficulty. I can't change it now. I have to restart New Game Plus. I just left it on normal, and I'm like, oh shit, they didn't scale the enemies to my level 47 or whatever I am. So I'm just like destroying everything, and I was like, damn it. That's going to make it maybe a little bit boring just because there's not going to be much challenge for a while. But it's like, yeah, this game's good. I wouldn't say it's like, oh my God, it's like best game of all time, but I kind of feel like I'm going to keep playing it like in between other games now. It just does make me, kind of look forward to a third game, and maybe, I'm guessing that's what they're working on. Probably 2-3 years from now we'll see it. But also, I guess I'm just gonna say it now. I am getting a PS5 Pro. I know you know. I've said it in the group chat. I bought a new TV, 77-inch OLED, and it's fucking amazing. And I had it a week now. And buying that, they gave me a 15% back on a Best Buy gift card, which is $329, which I really don't have plans. I wasn't planning on buying anything else from Best Buy. And then I sold some stuff, Sold some old speakers that from 2007. I got like 400 or almost. What did I get? 380. Yeah, 380 for those. And I'm just like, I don't. Just feel like, yeah, I could use that money elsewhere. I got an excess of funds right now, and I can't think of anything else better to buy. To be honest, it's like, I was always interested. I hate
To
that.
wait for your retirement, Grandpa.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I haven't splurged on anything since I did that bedroom remodel before you and Robert were here. I haven't really spent hardly any money since then. And I was like, you know what? I just times are pretty good right now. Yeah, I got money saved up. I'm not being stupid, but just like I'm just gonna get it. That $330 gift card was pretty much it for me. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. And yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I didn't pre-order it because I gotta wait till Saturday because you gotta go 14 days. Gotta wait till the return period's up to get the actual money put on your account. They don't want to give you money and then you return the TV and you already have a $300 gift card. So
I'm guessing you're going to be getting a drive also.
Oh yeah. They're readily available other than in the UK apparently. So I'm going to wait and see I'm going to wait for the drive to see if they go on sale for Black Friday or something. I'm thinking maybe it'll go down to like $50, maybe not.
Is there currently anything you're playing that obviously you need to drive for?
Yeah, I've been waiting to play Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. That's what
you have it.
Mm-hmm. I have the game. I was just waiting to see if there was going to be a pro and what it was going to do. And honestly, the last few months, I really wasn't doing much gaming.
So are you going to sell your current once you get a disc drive, or?
I'm still working on something. Might be a announcement to come in the next few weeks. So on that.
Okay.
I'm not looking I'm not going to post it on Marketplace or anything. I'm definitely not looking to sell it. So, but I have some ideas of what I can do with it. Let's see. Video game visuals kind of peaked with the PS4. Time to go back to gameplay innovation. I agree. They changed. Obviously, the Aloy character model has the more up-to-date skin textures, or it's almost the Forbidden West. I don't know if it's the exact Forbidden West model.
Facial hair.
Yeah, she's got the peach fuzz. She's got the but the photo mode you can't zoom in and see the individual pores. So I don't know if it's the full Forbidden West model, but they improved some foliage. They improved the lighting. They improved the water, but the background, a lot of the mountains and they didn't add polygons to any of the creatures or anything. And yeah, they haven't really. Forbidden West looks great, but it's they really haven't. They could have could have kept the visuals closer to that level, and just. I don't know what else. I don't know. I'm not a game developer. I don't know what it takes to make really smart AI and gameplay innovations and stuff. I don't know. That's probably really hard to do. Come up with new gameplay innovation, especially in a big third person open world style game. I don't know what's left. No, climbing was the thing. Nintendo did that. You could make more dynamic environments, more dynamic weather. Have a flood actually erode environments. You could go to that, do that kind of stuff, but what does that do for the story? You'd have to come up with some reason to make that make sense, and make it be something worth more than just being a tech demo. So I don't know. They put in all these 300, 200, 400 million budgets into games. I don't know, I don't know what they could do with it other than just try to make the games look better. Obviously, looking better doesn't mean the interactions are better. We've seen that examples where the Crackdown 2 to 3, some of the interactions with pedestrians, they got rid of car damage or physics and stuff. Games get prettier, and then they also get more janky. Like what was that? I saw a combat game, and it came out I think this year. Somebody was like fighting somebody, and there's like they do a finishing blow, and it's just like clipping through their swords, like clipping through the person. Doesn't even look like they made contact. Yeah, the game looks visually stunning, but it's very artificially, I guess. It doesn't like. I'd rather see better hit detect, better more animations, more like collision detection stuff. Like to me, that makes the game look more, or realistic. I guess like being able to chop down. Like imagine if Horizon's level of visuals, if you could just chop down trees like in like Breath of the Wild and just like clear a forest just if you want to. Like
Yeah.
I'd like to see more games do that. Destructible environments.
Instead of you barely being able to impact the foliage at all by
Yeah,
running through
it barely moves. I mean, they added from Forbidden West where you shoot an arrow and it sticks in the tree now, where the original PS4 version it just disappeared. You shoot in the water, it did nothing. Remember the Breath of the Wild?
The comparison with Breath of the Wild,
Yeah, Breath of the Wild, your arrow's floating down the river. You could pick it back up. Stuff like that. Like you don't. As much as I love how Forbidden West looks, it's still, I think, the best looking game I've ever personally played.
I would agree. I mean, I haven't played Avatar and shit, so I don't know.
I mean, on PC, I'm sure Avatar definitely looks better, but on the PS5, it looks nice, but or step on a ledge. I don't know what he's referring to, but yeah, I talked about it earlier. Just be able to hop over stuff. There's a limitation to that. You can't have every game where you cut down trees because it just would make no sense when they reappear. Like in Breath of the Wild, you can forgive it when you come back and the trees are all back.
Right, the trees.
But it's still cool when you find a little spot of forest and then you just clear all the trees and it's just like deforestation.
That was fun.
Stuff like that like lighten. You get the flame arrows in Horizon and there's a fire, but it's not burning any foliage. They could definitely go a little bit further with that kind of stuff with some of these games.
Yeah, and I don't know, because Ayers is making a point. I think with the influx of the uses of AI and just the cool stuff that they were able to pull off in like the Matrix demo for Unreal Engine 5, like a lot of that stuff can be automated. A lot of it. These days. So that's how I would like to see AI used on making worlds more immersive with things like that. That's something that AI can handle, where you don't have to have a team of people, and it's taking extra long for the game to develop. I think that's what they're trying to do, stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't think it would take some effort in the front end to design to have their game engine be able to support these features, but once it's implemented, then it shouldn't like significantly increase the development of an individual game. Obviously, they have to work out some details. Hey, if you're allowed to cut down trees, what does that mean? If this area is an area you need to go to for a main mission, there's going to be limitations. It can't be limitless. But I'm just saying, I'd rather see that than oh my God, let's push for even more. Like you can zoom in literally in between the skin pores. Like I don't need that.
And there are trees in Breath of the Wild you can't fucking chop
there's
down.
definitely the bigger, thicker ones.
Yeah.
I just want to see a little. To me, that's a better way to spend your time and money than just trying to make it the most highest resolution ray traced. I think full global illumination path tracing can transform a game, but it's just comes at too big of a cost of performance.
At what cost?
Like we're talking 10 years from now, probably before a game like Horizon, the PS4 version of Horizon could run that and not have to spend $5,000 on your PC. Like to have that standard, it's eventually going to be to the point where a game that looks that good, but they're at the same time they're going to keep pushing for games that look more and more realistic, which is going to make the ray tracing stuff affect it just as much. Now, if you go back and add that to Quake 2, it looks amazing and it can run great because everything else about that game is so dated and low res and stuff. But like Minecraft, like when they added the full like all the they had to add reflective surfaces, but everything else was just all the light bouncing, the colors would bounce around and blend together. Like that shit was awesome. Like, yeah, it doesn't, in that sense, it didn't like change any of the gameplay, but visually, like, I mean, that was like the most realistic thing I've ever seen, and it's in Minecraft. So yeah, simple art style, amazing lighting. I think lighting is definitely important, but um, what was the game? The fact when you reach your ankle reaches a stone, you can't step on it. I mean, a lot of games do that. The first Jedi Fallen Order game, I had a lot of issues with not being able to walk over just the simplest little twigs on the ground. I think that was
that
just
game had
buggy.
some
That was just
wonky animation with your character and shit. Like,
yeah, that one was one of the worst offenders. I know. You got the what's this? It just was on
I
the
mean, I
tip of my
loved it
tongue.
overall, but it was details like
Mm-hmm.
that. It was annoying as shit.
Yeah. Oh, The Witcher 2. I bought it on a Steam sale for
Oh, Witcher 2,
$2.
yeah.
I didn't know what. I think The Witcher 3 was announced at that point. It wasn't out. It was years ago. And I was like, oh, I might as well pick this up. And I'm like trying to figure out I'm playing with the controller. I'm trying to figure out these all these spells and all this attack. I played a couple hours and then I'm walking down through a town and there's literally a stone path with steps. And to the left of the main path would be basically where bricks kind of lining the path, and I would guess just based on looking at the character model that they were 2 to 3 inches tall that basically lined your path. And I just tried to go walk off to the side to go like into the woods or whatever, where into this other area, and I could not walk over those bricks. I could only go to the path the game told me. And I was like, I never will forget that. I don't think I played the game. I think that was the last time I played the game.
I was gonna say that game for me is harder to go back to than 3D games from like fifth gen.
Yeah.
Like because it was way more acceptable for games to have kind of what do you call it
Invisible walls.
invisible walls and shit like that. That was way more acceptable. But with a game that looks like Witcher 2, and in some ways it holds up pretty well visually. To have that kind of shit happen is like, this shit is bullshit. Like, this is annoying the piss out of me.
I mean, it's not what the game's all about. That wasn't an open
Of
world
course.
style, but I'm
But
just
when
like,
you present this kind of illustrious looking area, and you're like, oh, I can't do that. Wow.
it's like, yeah, how limiting is this? What's the rest of the game's limitations? Like, it's a
Do that
freaking
shit in Fable, bro. Like, I could do that on the original Xbox. What is
Yeah.
this?
come up with a better thing to block me than this
Yeah.
little 2 inch tall brick. And it's like that.
Right.
It just immediately took me out of the game. And I'm not saying that's what made me stop playing it, but that's what I always remember when this conversation comes up, when The Witcher comes up. I always think of that, and I'm just like, that's the kind of stuff where, yeah, they were, at that time, The Witcher 1 was like atrocious compared to the 3, and 2 was kind of
Have you
in
played
between.
Witcher 1?
I just watched Robert's video on it. I'm like, oh my god, that looks so bad.
Ugh.
Obviously, they didn't have unlimited resources.
Wait, he
and
did that in
stuff.
backlog?
Mm-hmm.
I missed that one. I gotta watch that.
It's oh my god, it's way worse than I ever
I know.
imagined.
I have the game. It's tough.
And you could like
And
you
the
got like
character
you got a
models are hideous.
you got a card. You
character.
collected cards of the sexy women that Geralt banged.
Mhm.
Guess somebody said
I
that.
look at that game. I'm like, how did he get to Witcher 3?
Yeah,
that's how it started.
but
It's amazing.
I mean, how much work would have been just to let you just? I mean, it wouldn't hurt nothing to go walk over here, just take a shortcut. Like it's just, that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Just more. And not every game needs to be 100% open. You can still have some linear sections or linear games. Like Bloodborne's a good example of that. Everything was designed where you just knew where you could walk or where you couldn't. And there's some areas you could drop down into new areas you wouldn't think. But it was pretty good at like, yeah, you have some linear paths here, but it still didn't feel so restricted, because it wasn't presenting you with like this huge area and then say no, you can't go anywhere. But other than that, have you started Echoes of Wisdom yet?
Yeah, I've been started that, so I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, I'm man. I have not
I
changed.
right now it's a weird thing to say. It's like my favorite. It's my favorite handheld Legend of Zelda game.
That's what I
It's
said.
yeah. Oh, did you?
Yeah, and I didn't
It's
mean
funny.
it as a
No,
negative,
it's not a
but
diss. But
because
you're talking about in terms of the game. How it was definitely meant for like a handheld or a smaller version of a Nintendo console. You know what I mean?
hmm
Like, and that's
if
what you
they
get.
had to if they had a handheld and a main
Hmm.
system, Breath of the Wild Tears of the Kingdom would have been on the console. The Echoes would have been on the handheld for sure.
Right.
Just like
Right.
a Link Between
Just like a
Worlds,
Between Worlds and their a Link's Awakening remake. Um,
original Link's
that's I don't.
Awakening, all Minish Caps,
Yeah,
your Spirit Tracks, your Oracle of what is it? Oracle of
Oracle
the
of Seasons, Oracle
yeah
of
Ages. Is it seasons?
Ages. Yeah,
And that in my
supposed to be a
opinion,
third one, but never happened.
it's not saying a lot to say it's the best handheld because on other than a Link Between Worlds, I mean Minish Cap's fun. I never really held the any of the handhelds anywhere near like a Link to the Past other than a Link Between Worlds, and I
Yeah,
think Echoes of Wisdom right now is right there with like a Link to the Past. Like I wouldn't say like it is like oh my god it's my favorite Legend of Zelda game, but
oh,
as far as like the non full 3D, you know what I mean, the third
yeah.
person games, man, it's really good.
It's great. It's
I
great.
can't believe
And
it
for
got a
me
85.
specifically, my tastes or my specific taste, I love puzzly platform
Mm-hmm.
things. So it's like right up my alley for me to figure out. Which is weird because I don't love that kind of aspect in tiers or where you're building things or
Yeah.
that kind of thing. But I love it in this game. I love it.
Have
It's
you
just right.
like in Breath of the Wild when I first played like my first playthrough? I want to say 30, 40 hours in, I was still forgetting about the damn Chronosis, ice block
Oh
thing.
yeah, yeah,
I keep forgetting about the damn Ultra Hand where you can pull objects and stuff
yeah.
with because I was like in the desert. There's this like centipede creature. I'm like, how do I beat this thing? Like 20 hours later, I'm like, I gotta have an echo by now that can touch it. No, I'm like,
Right.
then I went to one of the temples and I was and it forced or was it the temple or the graveyard? And I'm like, it forced me to like realize, oh wait, I have to grab it and I can pull it with whatever that
Yeah.
mechanic's
You
called.
think you're in an area too early or something?
Yeah.
Like
So then I'm like, wait a
no.
minute. What if I use this ability on this damn centipede creature that's untouchable? Yep, sure enough. And now I've gone back.
Ultra
There's
hand
other
pull.
puzzle things. I'm like, wait, you can pluck things out of the ground. You can do all this stuff with this. Like completely changed the game for me. And I was like, holy
Mm,
shit! Like there was things I just said, oh, I don't have the ability yet. I did, just didn't
yeah.
wasn't thinking. And like I was saying in the chat earlier, is like the only like gripe I can come up with is the sudden stuttery frame rate from time to time. It's not that often, but it's often enough. When I went from
Yeah.
playing Prince of Persia and Horizon, I played Echoes. I was like, yeah, why did they do that? But either way, it's not a deal breaker at all. And then just the fact that I do all this to get a chest, and I get you get 5 berries, you get 5 things of butter for your. I'm like, wow, that's the reward for some of these things you do is
Weak.
pretty weak. So that's really my only complaint I have is that. And then I didn't even know the smoothies had a combination where it replenish your power to have link form, so you can fill up like clocked it and retro was saying. You just make this
Oh yeah, that's what you guys
smoothie.
talking about.
I was like, I'd just be every boss fight. I'd just be in link form, have 20 smoothies because I have unlimited damn rupees at this point because they don't use them for anything, and all these ingredients. Shit, I might as well just I could just run around as Link for a lot of this boss fight if I just use smoothies to replenish. So I haven't even done that yet, and I'm at the Hebrew temple, which I'm guessing is the last, second to last before the final, because I don't know what else, unless this game is this huge game and it's going to open up another like four, five, six temples. I don't see that happening, but if it was Link to the Past, it would. You'd have that many. You'd have 8 more or something, but I feel like there's not going to be anything major left, except for whatever the final. I have no idea about this. I guess another complaint would be like story wise. I have no idea what this enemy is going to be. I've been grinding like side missions and cleaning up all the rifts, and I just really haven't thought about, like, they mention a little bit on one mission or one of the main story points about some being that creates the rifts, and I'm just like, I really thought about it. I don't really care that much, I guess, about the story at this point, but I'm just enjoying the game.
Yeah.
Did you not upgrade the amount of accessories you can carry? That's thousands of rupees. I must not have.
So now you got something to spend your rupees on.
I mean, I can have 3 accessories equipped at once, so if there's an option to do 4, I don't even have another accessory that I would even equip, to be honest. So I don't know how many hours I have in the game, but I've gone through almost every side quest I found, and now that Retro's here, he can't debate me personally, but I still feel very strongly about my statement. Maybe the map from Link to the Past lines up in a lot of areas, but even if you take it as it's 1-to-1, it's still only about 20% of the overall map. So for me, and I haven't played a Link to the Past since the early Wii U days, when I got the Virtual Console version in like 2012 or 2013, probably the last time I played it. I still feel like I've maybe 5 to 10% of my playtime I like got strong Link to the Past vibes from any area. Like I did the mountain. I'm like, this mountain pass, that feels nothing like a Link to the Past. It's not in the same location. You have the Elden region, and then you have the Heber region. They don't feel anything like it. I went through the Lost Woods. It might be more similar than I remember, but I wasn't getting strong vibes there. The basically Kakariko Village from A Link to the Past is in Castletown in Echoes of Wisdom, so you have a few nods there. It just doesn't feel like, if that was never said and I just played this game on my own, I would have noticed, that's where Link's house would have been. This part right to the right of the castle, that sand area with those pillars and this temple, that's similar. Other than that, it just feels like a very new game to me. So this is how it feels to me. I'm not playing this game thinking, man, this just is Link to Past again. Like, probably wouldn't even thought it at all, honestly. So,
unlike Tears of the Kingdom.
I would say Tears of the Kingdom, I got turned around so many damn times in that game. I'm almost ashamed with 300 hours in Breath of the Wild, where I was like, I don't know where I'm at. I have no idea where I'm at in the world. And I was like, it's because I figured out why. Because in Breath of the Wild, the plateau was my source, was my
starting point.
It's my North Star, basically. It's the orientation of everything is that the Great Plateau, when I'm looking at it from like Hyrule Field, that's my orientation to Hyrule. The desert is up to the right. The jungle area is down the left. I view it as I'm looking south. That's how I viewed Breath of the Wild. The castle's behind me. That's the way I was always looking at the map. In Tears of the Kingdom, they want the castle to be the North Star, which is the opposite. So I think I kept getting Kakariko Village. I'm like, that's Kakariko Village to the right? Like, what the hell? Why isn't it to the left?
I agree with you on that, because I literally was like, where is Kakariko Village?
I got so lost. And it's a credit to them. They changed it enough that it was like, but then there's some areas where it's like, this is just Breath of the Wild again. But I give them credit. They did change up enough where it threw me quite often. It does feel way different than it probably has any right to feel.
Yeah, I'm just talking shit. And
Um,
I mean, the problem is I don't care for the depths, and the sky isn't what I thought it would
the
be.
sky,
So
I agree. The sky is anticlimactic. Most of it's just each. There's sections where they have repeating kind of islands. Like this one has that thing where it launches things, and
yeah,
then there's gonna be an island around there that's going to have an object that you have to make a vehicle, grab the object and bring it back, and then that's going to be one shrine, and then there's going to be 3 or 4 areas where you have like a challenge where you like have to dive through. I think there's 3 of those. That's how you get the wingsuit, and they're all very. They're very. There's going to
I
be
forgot all about the wingsuit.
really. I love the wingsuit. It looks so
Totally
cool,
forgot about
and
it.
it makes
Yeah.
you fly a lot easier. But the one suit
Yeah.
I really like is the one that makes your energy when you're using a vehicle. It's way reduced when you have the full set upgraded. So it's like I can ride, I can fly. Even I mean, I have like a shit ton of batteries, but
I was gonna say I got one battery still,
yeah,
and
I think I got like 13 or 14. So
maybe if I upgraded them, I'd take more time in
and
the depths.
I got it all from opening treasure chests in the depths.
Yeah.
I didn't mine all that bullshit. I just opened treasure chests, and a lot of the treasure chests gave me the thing needed to upgrade your batteries. They gave you like 20. You had to fight some enemies. You refight the bosses, and then you get like a bunch of them. Get like 100
Yeah,
or whatever.
that's the thing. I have no will to refight the depths bosses, the boss rush. I don't care.
I mean, I'm not like going crazy like retro death with the depths, but I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed exploring that. There are some areas I was just like, they blocked it
Well, I'm
off.
gonna hear you either like them or you don't like them, motherfuckers. I'm one of the people who just don't like it.
I just couldn't get enough of playing the game, so I was going to do whatever. I was trying to 100% it till I realized after you beat the game, it tells you how many quests you did. Now I did like 100 out of 150 or some shit like that. I was like, what the hell? Like, how did I miss? Like, it was like 47 quests I missed.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I mean,
I just beat it now.
story wise, though, I mean, to me, it's not even a doubt. Tears of the Kingdom's by far the best story Nintendo's ever had in a game they made. I mean, Monolith Soft has some good stuff, but to me, Tears of the Kingdom's the best Nintendo's ever done for story.
My son's like, it's good, but yeah, I don't know if he's jaded or
It's
not.
good, but I wish they took it further. Like, do more cutscenes. Like, don't just show us these 2-minute things. Like, I want to see like, I hate to say it, I want like 5 hours of cutscenes in the next Zelda game if they're going to be as good as I think Nintendo can make them. But I don't think they'll do that. I don't know if disappointing is the word I would use for Tears of the Kingdom. The sky is disappointing because that was the main thing they advertised. Is the sky stuff, and I'm like, yeah, you had the cool first temple basically climbing up. That was awesome.
Yeah, but what else were they gonna do? You can't just run around Hyrule Field and shit again. You get people
I
excited.
know, but I thought the sky was
and
going
you
to
can't
be.
run around the depths really to excite people either.
I
It's
thought the
dark as
sky
shit.
was going to be the majority of your temples and your exploration, not just, oh, you're on the ground 90% of the time. And yeah, the sky has these areas that are all very similar scattered throughout. You have just basically rinse repeat. You have the stupid boss, what is that thing, like made out of cubes? Though there's multiple ones of those in there in the sky. Like each area has a fight. You fight one of them, and it's like, really, this is like the Mario Bowser's Fury situation where
I just run right by that shit.
I like actually there is a chest. Each one has a chest. I forget what you get. So for me, I enjoyed fighting those. I enjoyed fighting the Glimlock. What are they called?
Gleeox.
Yeah, Gleeox. Those were challenging. I enjoyed finding the 3-headed one that through all
Too
the.
challenging for me still. I just
Oh yeah, you probably haven't even defeated the hands yet. Did you defeat the hands?
The fans defeated me once, and I was like, all right,
Bruh.
I'm not fucking with them either.
There's There's a lot left. There's a lot left of that game. A lot of meat on the bone. You just gotta be. You gotta
I
be
got one.
willing to do it or
Well,
want to do it. Gotta have the desire.
I
Cause
don't know something.
for me, I was so like motivated in the beginning because I was dying so much. It was so hard. I was like, I have to find shrines. I have to get my hearts up because I'm getting my butt kicked.
See, I'm not dying that much. I'm not. Maybe that's the thing. I don't know. I'm just not. You know, not to
I'm
say
talking
this.
I'm talking first 5 hours. I'm not talking like
Well, that's what I'm saying. Breath of the Wild, I died a lot in the first few hours,
really.
but I haven't died that much.
See, it's the opposite for me. Tears of the
I
Kingdom was
didn't
like
die that much.
it's like damn, like they ain't messing around with this game. But
Yeah. And then again, I am avoiding shit like the Gleeoks. And I don't think I even seen. I've seen one. Um, what's the Minotaur fucking things?
The Lionels,
Lionels, yeah.
there's some asshole ones that are covered in like stone, like body. They're like you have to break this stone, like they. It doesn't look like. I guess yeah, it is kind of armor, and they're like impossible to until you get that, and it's like even maxed out best weapons. They're still tough.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's what can you say? Some games click more for some than others. Like, you know, uh, I was playing Darksiders 2, and you know, I was like, yeah, it's not a bad game. It didn't click for me. It didn't mom. I wasn't like, oh my god, I can't wait to go play that game again.
I think it's very late in the game for that.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's things about it that are a little too
some
at
yeah,
its time.
definitely going some you know a
Yeah, if
game you
that
have
game came
no
out just
nostalgia for going back to a game
right,
that come from a different era. I'm not saying it still looked great and there was still some really cool stuff
but
about it,
it does look like an Xbox 360
but
game.
like having to wait for animations, you can't do anything during an animation, you can't like interrupt, you know, that's some stuff that not every game's good at that now, but I'm just like, you know, wow, this is a little tedious at times, but
I forgot that I put up on the video. I was just going through my old videos and shit. I forgot that I actually put up the final boss fight in that game
did you?
on a video. Yeah, and it's called that. It's not like it was just gameplay in the background and me talking. It was called like Final Boss Darksiders 2.
My cats have not adjusted to the new time change. Their bellies are like, hey, it's 30 minutes past dinner time,
Um,
or almost an hour past dinner time, you
yeah,
mother
it's
effer.
actually 9:52 right now.
Yeah,
9:52.
to them it is.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You know, you gotta get a new schedule.
You gotta
Woke me up
fall
at
in line there, kitty.
3:30 this morning, waking me up for their breakfast. They're usually 4:30 to 5, and I'm like, Jesus, what the fuck? Then I was like, oh wait, the time changed. That's why. Yeah, what's a 2024 game that you haven't played yet that you kind of wish you had or you want to still? I was thinking that earlier for myself. Any 2024 games you haven't played or bought that you're like, I kind of want to play that. Wish I had played that.
Did Avatar come out this year?
That was last year.
Oh, fuck. Well, that's one. That doesn't count now. No, there's nothing I can think of off the top of my head.
For me, Black Myth's the only one, and I'm still like, they announced a physical, but earlier months ago, I heard that the physical was just going to be a digital code. If it's they said it's going to include all the DLC and patch, you know, it's going to be the most current version of the game. And I'm like, well, if it's physical, I would pick it up, but I'm not going to buy a digital only game.
Maybe Silent Hill remake.
Yeah, I forgot about that already.
I haven't played that in so long. It'd probably be pretty cool to.
Prince
play
of Persia, I would highly
maybe
recommend.
Oh yes, Prince
Lost
of Persia.
Crown.
That's gonna be that would probably be the number one.
That
I
map
forgot
is so
about it.
huge, though. I'm almost daunting. I'm like, damn, I really enjoy it, but holy shit,
They
this.
finally put it on Steam, so I can. I don't want to play it on Switch. I want to play it on Steam Deck. So that's the game,
Yeah,
and I will play it soon.
Astrobot, if you had a PS5, you'd probably play that.
Astrobot, yes. Okay, there's a couple games out there then. I might end up with a PS5 by this Christmas. I don't know. It might happen. It might happen.
I mean, if I know this isn't a good for some people, this is going to be like a negative, but if anything, it's like the ultimate PS4. If you have
Yeah, I
any,
mean that's what if it wasn't for that, it would be no chance for me buying one. But because I can just all right, PS4, you can go rest, and just put the PS5 in its spot. Although I don't know if it'll fit.
yeah,
That's much bigger.
if you
but-
have an extra USB hard drive lying around, like a 3.0 USB,
yeah, I do.
put all your PS4 games on that, and it loads just as quick as if it's on the internal, pretty much, because of the nature of PS4 games on there. That's a little bit quicker, but not enough to take up all the space. But it's just the same with Xbox. When I hook, now that I had it for that long and I use it that often, but it's just like getting a new graphics card. Nothing changed. Like all my games are there, your profile's there, and if you have,
I mean, and there are games I would like to play, like Astrobot. I definitely want to play that.
and if you have the PS5 and the PS4, I believe they just wirelessly. I think they wirelessly just transfer all your stuff, all your screenshots, everything transfers over to the PS5, which is nice. So, I mean, just like I said, just from that standpoint, it's worth having. I think it's especially for some of the PS4 games that not all of them get enhanced, but
I would already have one if they didn't fuck up the VR.
yeah, that's too bad.
I'd already have one. If I could play my VR games in VR, I'd have VR 2.
I'm guessing, does the PSVR 1 work on PS5?
It works on it, yeah.
Is there anything you have to do?
That sucks ass.
Yeah.
No, you just got to plug it in the same way you would on the PS4, but it just sucks ass that I'd have to switch between. It makes no sense. It's stupid.
Mm-hmm.
It's stupid to me, but.
Do the Move controllers, they work with PS5, huh? Do you use the Move?
So.
I mean, the DualShock does. So.
Yeah. What game uses Move controllers?
Probably not a ton.
There's probably not there's not many PSVR games that you have to have a Move. Or you don't. There's none that you have to have a Move for. But it uses the sensor and all that sensor bar. You got to plug all that shit in too. It sucks because if you go to PSVR 2, then it has all its own shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, this is so stupid.
Yeah,
there had to be a better way.
How does the PSVR 2? Have you looked? Is it like way less cables? Like
that's what I love about it. It's like, oh man, because it's not only is it way less cables. There's a fucking hub that comes with the PSVR 1. There's like a standalone box.
Yep.
You got to plug all your shit into, and then you plug that into the PS4. And PSVR 2 doesn't have any of that shit.
Plus, it has really good controllers from what it looks like.
Right.
God, why couldn't they just somehow? Why couldn't they found a way to make it work with the original PSVR games?
This wouldn't be a conversation. I already have a PS5 with a PSVR 2, hands down.
Mm-hmm.
If the shit if it was compatible, but it's not.
Yeah, companies sometimes they just don't want to make money. They just don't.
I swear. Yeah.
I don't understand decisions. I just don't understand.
I mean, it's not like every other VR doesn't just upgrade, right? Every other one you can just upgrade to the new one and you can play all your old shit. So it's not like that would be a crazy tall order to ask for, So.
And the fact that PS5 so seamlessly backwards compatible with PS4 games,
that's partly the more annoying thing. It's like, oh, I can play all this other shit. I can play all my regular games on it. Why can't I bring over, my VR to the VR 2? Because I would love to. Again, there's 1,000 fucking cables over there I'm looking at right now. I'd love to retire those cables and just have the one coming from the headset, and that'd be beautiful. But nope.
All right, well,
you can't use the controller either, though, right? You can't use a DualShock 4 on the PS5, right?
Yeah, to play PS4 games you can.
Oh, you can.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm thinking you can't go backwards.
You can play
It's
you
not,
can play PS4 games with the DualSense, but you can't play PS5 games with the DualShock 4
right.
because
Right.
it's
That's what
missing. What is it? What's different? Well, obviously it's missing the haptics and stuff, but not every game. I think you can turn that off. But was there another?
yeah.
Is there one function missing? Maybe not. It had, I think the DualShock had microphone and all that. I don't know, honestly, if it was an actual limitation or it was just like, hey, people are going to buy a DualShock 4 and Returnal, you have to have adaptive triggers, and this game, this controller is going to be incompatible with this game if we allow it to work with other games. So let's just make it not work with any game. I don't know what the reasoning is, but
Somebody added Call of Duty for me as far as the who was that at? Was it Jay Biggs?
yeah.
Yeah, Call of Duty 2024 game. Well, I don't have that problem. I just downloaded Call of Duty. I literally just downloaded it. So
Yeah.
I'll be playing that.
Well, I heard the file size is so big because it has to you have to download like the previous game too, like.
No, you don't actually.
You don't?
It asks you if you want to, and it'll suggest it like for things that you think you should download. So you don't have to download the previous game if you don't want. You can just download the multiplayer, the what do you call it, the main game, the campaign. That's fine. That's all you have to download if you just want to play that.
And you don't have to download the open world for Fortnite style.
Nope. You don't have to download the, what is it called?
I forget.
I just didn't click it. Whatever. You can say download it all, which is like over 200 gigs. It's nonsense.
I thought it was like 300 with everything said and done.
Yeah, I think it's close to 300. Or you can download.
That ain't gonna be on Switch. I'm sorry, they can't get 300 down to.
No. But again, if you just
maybe get it down to 100.
Pick what you want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, pick what you want, and then you can.
But
I think I finished and it was like 160 gigs, which is insane.
It's still huge.
Yeah.
But
that's where we are today.
Just listen to my brother-in-law this time every year at family get-togethers complaining about the same stuff with Call of Duty, or him and my nephew talking about Call of Duty. I got the diamond gun art with this gun. I'm just like, man, that was for me. I'm not like, I don't want to sound like a arrogant ass. I was like, that was so 12 years ago for me. Like, or maybe not 12. Well, yeah, 12, because 2012 is when Black Ops 2 came out. So the last one I got really into. I was like, I appreciate the game's probably still plays great. But people, I hear the same complaints I heard 12 years ago about getting shot around the corner, and the kill cam looked like you were put a whole clip into somebody, they turn around and shoot one shot and you're dead. Like, my buddies complain about that, and
that's just you, bro.
I was like, man, that shit 12 years later, and that's still the same issues.
I'm not some crazy Call of Duty dude.
No.
Like, I probably wouldn't play this shit if it wasn't on Game Pass. But I always did like the Call of Duty campaigns. So I'm gonna play the campaign, unlike a lot of people, and I'll just dabble in multiplayer and zombies and shit. I definitely will play zombies. But
I got pretty competitive when I was playing. I had a 1.43k kill death ratio on Black Ops 2, which is by far the best for me. Black Ops 1 was like 1.1 ish. That's what mattered back then. Get your KD up and get that nuke. If you got 25 kill, whatever game had the nuke, 25 kill streak. I got that a few times. But
check you out. I never got that. And don't care.
There was it all depended on getting the first. If you went with a high risk, got to get like a 10 kill streak. Then you get the helicopter out, and then you get this other strike, and then if you got that, you're almost guaranteed to get the nuke at that point. Not every game had. I don't think every game had the nuke. I forget if that was Modern Warfare 2 or 3. I don't remember, but yeah, I got into it. I'm not gonna blame anybody who's still into Call of Duty. If it was like a shittier game,
it's a genre unto itself now. So
I don't get the guys who buy
industry unto itself.
I don't get the guys who buy 2K and Madden every year though. From everything I've seen, there's so little effort put into.
They complain about this shit too.
Yeah.
Every year, this is the worst version so far, and people still keep buying that shit. The
I
last
mean, if
Madden I bought new.
mine had
2013.
the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Arizona Cardinals on the cover, Madden 10 on the 360. That was the
Mm.
last one I bought. I played 2 online matches, and the second one was so ridiculous. The dude was. I keep telling this, so told the story. It was when the Wildcat was popular with the Dolphins. Pulled that up.
Yeah.
They beat the damn Patriots with this Wildcat, and this dude played the Dallas Cowboys. I forget who the players were back then, and he did the Wildcat and whoever the fastest receiver was on the Cowboys every play, and I got him to a couple fourth downs, and he'd just go for the Wildcat, and he converted every fourth down. I could not stop the play; it was just broken. Nothing my defense could do. I knew he was
Yeah.
picking it. It was just a broken play, and I'm like, I want to play like a simulation of a football game. I want to punt
I
it
hate
on
it.
fourth down.
I talk about the story of NFL 2K when 2K1 online, and some guy fucking switched out. I think they had fucking Chandler back then as a quarterback of the Falcons.
Mm-hmm.
Switched him out for fucking Allen Rawson. And that guy, he fucking took off. I could do nothing. That guy
Mm-hmm.
scored a touchdown every time he pitched the ball to Allen Rawson. He was gone. I was like, fuck this, man. I quit that shit.
It's just like YouTubers
That's
who,
not fun. That's
yeah,
not fun for me. I
Peop-
want to play a simulation football game.
people will do just like with Smash Brothers. I was playing with Terrell, and his lightning comes in, and he's just goofing off, playing keep away, running around the stage, just playing keep away, just laughing. I played with a guy early on. He used to be on my podcast. His name was Mike, and he had been playing Smash since '64. Here I am. The 3DS is like my first like true. I played Melee. I owned it, but I didn't understand the mechanics of how I played it. I played the CPU, and I just smashed. Every attack was a smash attack. That's all I did. I was the worst at it. So I get the 3DS version. I'm learning. My buddy Derek Steelfox used to be on the podcast. He's trying to kind of teach me how to play and teach me, some of the mechanics and take me under his wing. And this Mike dude was just teleporting with Zelda the whole match and just laughing the whole time. He thought it was so funny that I couldn't touch him because I get close and he'd teleport away. He wasn't trying to attack me, and to him that was the most hilarious, fun thing he could do. And I'm just getting pissed. I'm like, dude, I'm trying to learn this game. Like, I'm playing to learn. I'm not playing because you're so good and you're just toying with me. Like, I was so mad, and I'm like, that's how I feel people will get when they're. I mean, he wasn't playing to win though. That's what was frustrating. He was just playing because he thought that was funny. But like Lightning was playing to be annoying. Madden players, they just play to do whatever cheap play they can find to win the game, like in whatever fashion. Like if that guy, he'd run the play. That one guy I was playing against, he ran the same play every time, and it was unstoppable. And it's like maybe they patched it later, but it's like I haven't played since. That was like 2012 or something. No, the Packers won in 12. I forget. Forget what year that was, but I was like, I'm done. I haven't touched it since. I look at the graphics. I'm like, my God, that looks so good. Look how real that looks, and I know better to give them freaking money. But we'll wrap this up. Melee is Smash game where movement is king. I mean, I think Melee is annoying as hell to watch people play. Maybe when you're good at it, obviously, you can use all the, what do they call it? The wave dashing, all this stuff. Like, that kind of stuff never interested me. I don't want to get that serious with anything. Like, using the hot fire hopping in Mario Kart 8. Like, I just don't care about that stuff. Like, I just want to play
I hate it. What was this shit? Was it fire hopping on fucking DS2? I hated that. No, it was the snaking and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking, I hated that shit. I hated when people.
Yeah, it's a skill though. It's not the easiest thing to pull off, but once you mastered it, then it's just unfair.
You're just killing. You're just snaking all around the whole track, and you just. It's just like fuck this. I don't want to play it.
I have Smash Ultimate. I don't think I have put it in my Switch in like 3 years. Probably missed out on Battletoads of Spirits. What's that? Yeah, if you other than when you and Robert was over, I put Smash in the Switch. We haven't played it as a like online against each other in years, and I mean that's to me that's what Smash is. Without playing with friends, Smash is nothing to me. Like,
Yeah.
But
I mean,
anyway,
it's fun to unlock shit, unlock all
yeah,
the
I like
people.
that in the beginning, unlocking the characters and
Yeah.
stuff. But after that, I'm not interested. I'm not. I have 0 matches in Smash Ultimate against. It says 0 online matches because it doesn't count friend lobbies. So I've technically I've never played against a random or anybody on Smash Ultimate.
No, me neither. I played when randoms again.
I done Wii U,
Smash 4.
and I'm
Smash 4 I
like,
did,
man, these guys are sweaty. They're just, Robert hates the term try hard, but I'm like, yeah, you want to win and stuff, but I just didn't feel like it was fun competition. It was
not fun. Not fun.
It's just like, oh my god, I want to win, and I'm gonna do what it takes to win. Whatever cheap move, I'm gonna be Cray, and I'm just gonna be Link every time, and just annoy the piss out of you with some of these moves that are. I mean, yeah, eventually you learn to beat them.
It's like Arms. Arms was fun at the beginning, and people just started fucking grabbing you all the time.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't play. I don't want to play anymore.
We have one hungry cat right here.
Turn it on and see how people are playing right now. Just see. It'd be interesting to see what.
Yeah, I haven't played Arms in forever, man.
Yeah.
I don't even remember probably how to play. But anyway, we're gonna wrap this up. My cats are going nuts. So thanks everybody for tuning in for the Juice and Tea podcast. And
Did you notice our backgrounds there?
Yeah, we got
See,
Mario
yours
shirts.
a lot better than mine. We both ended up with red Mario shirts today. Not a plan.
No.
But yeah, there's Xeno Chronicles on the background for me and the Wii U above it.
Look at that.
The special edition for the cool cats, the collector's edition.
The
That is
only
pristine. That
special
looks way
edition
better
I
than mine.
own.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. I don't count that Modern Warfare 3. Technically, that's a special collector's edition thing that came with their online service that year, but yeah.
Pokken Tournament. Yeah, I remember.
And I just randomly picked. I just thought Xenoblade Chronicles X looked pretty good. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get this definitive edition. I don't know if I'm gonna like the game, and turned out it worked. So get this 4x4 out of the way.
Oh, and there is a vintage. I found this in the attic recently. Sonic the Hedgehog 94 Trapper Keeper.
Nice. Look at this legendary game console right here. The deluxe.
Oh yeah.
With the digital deluxe promotion.
Digital deluxe promotion.
Nintendo Land included.
Please buy this console promotion.
There was 3 of us waiting at Myers on launch day. Nice.
Yeah, boy.
I don't think I have any of mine.
Great shape too.
It is.
Look at that.
Man, Terrell he'd probably like that.
Yeah, look at that, Terrell. Look at that.
All right, we're gonna get out of here. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.